Hello, so nice to meet you at this motivational meeting, reading quotes from world scriptures. We we are reading the scriptures from the beginning. Please find all chapters at our Message to Billionaire channel. And also, these days we are reading about how to avoid the great mistakes in life. So today's topic is spiritual blindness and delusion. The unbelievers are like the depth of darkness in a vast deep ocean overwhelmed below, topped by dark clouds, depth of darkness, one above another. If a man stretch out his hand, he can hardly see it. For any to whom God gives not light, there is no light. Blind is this world. Few are those who clearly see. As birds escape from a net, few go to a blissful state. This vast universe is a wheel, the wheel of Brahman. Upon it are all creatures that are subject to birth, death, and rebirth. Round and round it turns and never stops. As long as the individual self thinks it is separate from the Lord, it revolves upon the will in bondage to the laws of birth, death, and rebirth. The Lord supports this universe which is made up of the perishable and the imperishable, the manifest and the unmanifest. The individual soul, forgetful of the Lord, attached itself to pleasure and thus is bound. On a certain occasion, the exalted one was seated in the open air, and on a night of inky darkness, and oil lamps were burning. Swarms of wicked insects keep falling into this oil lamp and thereby meet their end, came to destruction and put her in. Seeing this, the exalted one saw the meaning in it and uttered this verse of uplift. They haster up and pass, but miss the real. A bondage ever new they cause to grow, just as the flutters fall into the lamp, so some are bent on what they see and hear. To the pure all things are pure, but to the corrupt, the unbelieving, nothing is pure. Their very mind and consciousness are corrupted. The God of this world is blinded the minds of the unbelievers to keep them from seeing the light of the gospel of the glory of Christ, who is the likeness of God. Fools dwell in darkness, but thinking themselves wise and erudite go round and round by various short road paths, like the blind led by the blind. The soul is only able to view existence through the bars of a prison and not in her own nature. She is wallowing in the mine of all ignorance. Philosophy sees the terrible nature of her confinement and that the captive through desire is led to conspire in her own captivity. Further, let's read quotes from the second Messiah, Father Moon. Are any among you coaching in the abyss of despair? You have no connection whatsoever to ideal world. Are you in such darkness that you cannot distinguish from the black left from right? up from down. Amidst you confused, turbulent, and disorderly lives, you have forgotten the center and continue to violate heaven's law and principles. As long as this is the case, you cannot make any connection with God's ideal garden. The world has become a veritable place far from God's presence. Yet humanity to this day lives in ignorance of this. People are deluded into believing that the lineage of the enemy is the lifeline upon which the world depends. This is the wretched truth about humanity, descended from the fall. That is why we refer to this world as hell on earth. God views humanity's tragic situation with a heart full of pain. Most of the 6 billion people in the world are blind. Oh, they appear normal. They cannot see even an inch in front of themselves. But this does not keep people from acting as though they are philosophers and theologians who understand the truth of heaven. It has been this way throughout history, and it has caused God much grief. With the fall of the first human ancestors, human beings were cast into a hopeless hell from which they cannot escape by their efforts alone. They should have become true owners, true parents, and true kings and queens who communicate directly with God through their 5 spiritual senses and freely exercise dominion over all things through their 5 physical senses. Thus, they were to be God's representative to both the spirit world and the physical world. But due to the fall, their 5 spiritual senses became largely paralyzed. They fell into a state similar to that of a blind man whose sightless eye appears normal to an observer. Forced to live mainly by their 5 physical senses, they became only half human. They could not see God or see Him only dimly. They could barely hear His voice or feel His touch. So how could they experience His love as their own parent or know His suffering heart? The greatest sorrow of humankind are our inability to form a relationship with Thy love, the loss of our original conscience, which could communicate with Thy heart, and our ability to harmonize our minds and bodies, which would enable us to live in accordance with our conscience and Thy heart. Because of the fall, the sensibility by which we could communicate with Thy heart left us, and the mind which could love all things through experiencing Thy heart is no longer with us. Yes, so powerful quotes for today to empower positive vibe even in difficult situation. Please watch one more time this video. Share this as we are on this billion happy life subscribers marathon. Contact me for consultation, cooperation, and to become member of Heavenly Parents Holy Community globally. Wish you a great blessed day. Stay happy, healthy. Bye bye.